and that's why I thought I should highlight this. Sandip Agarwal is with us, fund manager, Sowilo Investments. Sandip, good morning. Good to have you with us here. This is not so much about IT services and software. I'm sure you've read this piece. You're on top of all of it. So just wanted your thoughts quickly.
No, hi, good morning. So, I have gone through the development, what has happened, and I believe that, it is very, very short duration of time in which, people are taking a very long-based call. And I think, stocks are right now reacting because there is a lot of fear. So, Prashant, while I have been very negative on the sector for last 14, 15 months, and I expected this index level, the IT sector to correct by 35-40%, I think a large part of that correction has happened. But the development which has happened why IBM, Accenture, Cognizant, everyone was falling sharply yesterday on this Anthropics COBOL thing. I think, these are little bit of too much stretched because, one thing is that, understanding and streamlining. Another thing is who will streamline. So I actually see this, honestly, despite my view on the sector, which is slightly negative still, but I believe this is a great opportunity because this COBOL and all those things, we have forgotten that this architecture can ever be touched and upgraded. Now, if AI tools come which allows them to be streamlined, I think it is a huge opportunity. I clearly remember speaking to one of the CTOs of one of the top global banks a long time back when I was covering IT sector. He was saying that we are still using a lot of architecture and things which are 1980, 82. They have not been upgraded because we don't know what will be the impact on the business if something goes wrong. So I see this as a positive development and not negative development. Also, Indian IT services are not so much we don't have exact similarity with Accenture. So I don't think, the kind of reaction should be similar. So while I believe that, valuation are still little high, given the PEG ratios are high, but I don't think that, this news has any impact on the business directly. I am not of this view. I think our business model was always superb. It continues to be very robust. Only valuation was a concern, which I think has corrected 70-80% what I was expecting already.
You're saying 70-80% of the pain is done in that sense, right?
Yeah, so I would say elephant is gone, only the tail is left.
Well, there's one way to put it. Sandeep, so this is, and you run a portfolio of names. It's not just IT services, although that was your sort of first love and what you focused on for a couple of decades. But what is, this is a larger piece. The argument is it starts in software and it spreads out. And it starts in software because that's where they decided to focus on first. And then it kind of moves out. Just a quick view. I mean, so for example, I put out industries mentioned, payments, private credit, food delivery. I mean, just any thoughts here? And any implications for viewers who are watching in India? Yeah.
So I think first there are two things to it. One, software and then its application. It is a time period of 5 to 7, 10 years which it takes. It cannot happen overnight, right? As I said earlier, also when we interacted, that software has to correct immediately because that is a one-time superb cut, means 60-70% slide which should happen in 1 or 2 years. But services cannot be in the same way. Secondly, all these things which they are talking of disruption, they will need application layer on top of that. So it is a 7 to 10 year phenomena. In that period, a lot of work will also come. So I don't think, there'll be a big disruption and all, but yes, some of these businesses will change completely, like payments. I don't know whether payments will continue to be in this form where it is today. So definitely there'll be some disruption, but there will be an alternate which will come. There will be application layer which will simplify the things, reduce the cost and a lot of things. Same, I think private credit, lot of development can happen on that side. Software and IT services, yes. Food delivery, I am not very sure what kind of changes can happen. Yes, if there is an economic impact and all those things, productivity and all that, then obviously there will be demand impact. But otherwise, I think disruption on the payments and private credit is very much possible. Software and IT services, software is the first one to go, and IT services will have to rescale itself, which is happening. So that is the way I would put payments at the top of the disruption, followed by private credit, and then followed by IT services, and software will be immediate. Like software is already happening.
So when you say software is immediate, what you mean is software products, right?
Yes.
Software products, okay. And IT services is the application layer, which is what Indian IT services companies do. We don't have very many products, software products in that sense. Yeah, got that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we will have disruption, but much slower pace, and our growth will decline. But I don't see, that we will see a negative growth for our industry. I am not of that view at all.
Yeah. Just a quick word on the, have you thought about the macro-ish impact of all of this? I mean, baseline is you're saying you're not saying that the impact is so large. So maybe that question is moot in the first place, but well-meaning, serious people have written about this saying, well, you start to think about what is the, what's the broader impact, right? With regards to consumption and demand and all of that stuff. I don't know. Any thoughts, Sandip, quickly?
So broader impact, obviously, things will change from the way they are executed today. There will be a lot of productivity, efficiency gains. The experiences will improve substantially and the cost will come down, but volume of work will go up substantially. Because see, remember, whenever, the experience goes up and the efficiency goes up, the volume goes up because you are able to do more work with the same amount of budget. So if you see last 10, 15, 20 years, hardly IT budgets have moved more than 2-3%. So I think that budgets will remain constant. And the use of that budget will go into the newer technology, which is happening already. So I believe that, we will see a lot of new applications coming, a lot of new sectors coming, and a lot of sectors which are currently today, either they will change to new ways of execution and experience, or there will be some disruption. But at the top, software, I think, is immediate disruption, and followed by, I think payments is something which will happen very quickly. And then followed by, private credit and IT services. IT services has advantage that, it doesn't go up suddenly, it doesn't go down suddenly. So 5 to 6 years, 7 years. Honestly, Prashant, if you think now, I believe whatever I have thought 14, 15 months back, 80% of that correction has happened. Last 10, 20%, I cannot time the bottom. But when this kind of things happen and the reactions which are happening, this is the last leg. I believe that, from here, things should slowly improve. We did not have a large base also earlier. Last 2 years, we have not done much. Yeah. So we will not have that kind of, negative impact in my view for the services side.
Well, certainly hope so, Sandip, and not just for the sake of software services, but for everything else which is dependent on the consumption which feeds off it, right? So it's not just about that one sector, but so much depends on it. It's a big $250 billion industry, export industry in that sense. Thank you very much, Sandip. And I think we need to do this, maybe do a segment every morning with you, Sandip, because we wake up to newer and newer things, and hopefully more positive stuff, right? Well, that's Sandip from Sowilo with a quick perspective on things. I think the rupee is open, the pre-open is kicked.